Hey, I don't know if it's just me, but I hope I don't get a crap load of like comments. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm just gonna say it. Sometimes I feel like, no, all the times I feel like as if like cats with a colorist attitude blame, the people that are crying out against such colorism. And it's the same thing that white supremacists do to us whenever we talk about our grievances with them. I think I mentioned this in another video, but for some reason it's been really on me, and I don't know why, especially black people. Even if you're a lighter shade, um, why does that even happen? Like, why would you victim shame someone and claim that they're the one being divisive when they're the ones getting the most crap on them? You know, Darker skinned women probably get more. No, I would venture to say that they get more flack than even brown skinned cats like myself. Um, Chrissy's channel has been is very informative, man. Like, seriously. Um, Even though I have some disagreements with her, I'm not one of those dudes that will battle it out and mock her and her platform, because her platform is legit. It's totally legit and it's important. Just like Rashida Strover and whoever else is doing that. I know I don't mean to even be divisive mentioning their name, because like I know they don't get along. I wish that they would collaborate, because both of them have done a great work for the forum that they have and for black people as a whole, specifically dark-skinned black people. You know, I definitely am one to learn, and I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of us, how could I say this? A lot of us are not really giving her an ear, the ones that are complaining about what she's doing, which is unfair, like, and victim shaming. Dark skinned people are not divisive. They're letting you know what they go through, and just because they have those grievances, just like, black society does as a whole with white supremacy, does not mean that they're being divisive. In the same way it means, in the same way it doesn't mean that we're being divisive when we're talking about, whiteism or white supremacy or what have you, and how that's infected us and messed us up in a lot of ways, you know. But I've noticed, and I've noticed not only guys doing that, but even certain other women, that have even attacked Chrissy doing something like that. I don't really want to say names, but I don't understand that. The thing I don't understand is, like, why? Why, as black people, we know that this system of white supremacy has had a negative effect on us, and how many of those with that viewpoint and how they treat us, like making it seem like if it's our fault, and shaming us for the position that we're in and calling us divisive. Why would you do that to your own when they're telling you that they've gone through certain things within our community that have caused them basic, like, grievance, man? I mean, just oppression in that regard too. We have to listen to each other. I'm always learning to do that. And I'm sorry, you guys, if I sound shaky. Sometimes I get nervous while talking and all that, and it might not sound as articulate as many of you guys out there, but I hope you could at least understand my point. I don't understand why many of us are shaming darker skinned black people. I consider myself a darker skinned black person, but some people think, unless you're very, 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 very dark, versus me being a cinnamon brown skinned dude, you know, um, it's different. And you know what? I can't say anything about that. I have to listen to them. I have to listen to their grievance, because it might be different from my experience. I know my experience as a black man, being in America, but within black society, I've talked about things where I felt alienation, just in different ways, um, especially because of how I look, and just the way I dress or whatever. But with darker skinned people, I'm sure, and I know for a fact that they have been more discriminated against. I'm not a light-skinned dude. I'm a brown-skinned dude. Some people would say a typical black skin, typical dark-skinned, brown-skinned guy, you know. But people with darker skin probably go through a lot more, you know. I don't think especially men should be shaming dark-skinned women, especially for what they have serious problems with, for speaking out against those serious problems. And especially, I'm not one to tell women what to do in this regard, but just if you are a lighter skinned woman, or even like my color, shaming a darker skinned woman, I think you're the one being divisive too, because it's like they're being legit by telling you how they feel, you know. Um, I just think it's a trip that we are actually doing the same thing as a lot of these white supremacists do to us, victim shaming people. And I don't know, I just thought about that, and I would like to know what you guys think. Maybe I should do an even more extensive video on that. But it's just almost like you're kind of, it's like us that do that to darker skinned black people are shaming, it's are shaming them, and also acting like the white supremacists that we despise so much. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Peace.